Hi, it's Carolyn here with another Swiss travel tip. Today, I wanted to answer a question that I get asked quite often. Do I need to take cash with me for my Swiss vacation? And the answer, mm, it really is no. However, I find it's very convenient at times to have a little bit of cash with you. Now, generally speaking, where most places you go in Switzerland, you'll be able to pay by card. The exceptions might be if you need to use the bathroom at a train station, for instance, and major train stations often charge a fee to use the bathroom, and that may only be 1 or 2 Swiss franc, but you generally need to pay by cash in those circumstances. Another time you might find that you need cash is if you're out for a stroll or a hike and you wander past a farm shop, which is selling some of their locally or their farm produced cheese or yogurt, and you'd like to buy some, you may, in most cases, need cash for that. Again, if you're out somewhere and you see an ice cream van, it may be more convenient just to pay with cash. If it's a very small purchase, a small cost, and you don't want to use your card in that case. Now, with all that in mind, how do you know which card to take? Well, this really depends on where you're from. Every country obviously has different banks and different cards, but you can usually find a debit card that has very low or in some cases no fees. Now, I'm based in Australia. I tend to use for most of my purchases a Wise card, which is available to citizens from most countries, as far as I'm aware. But just check with your own bank and make sure that the card that you're going to take with you doesn't incur excessive fees for using your card abroad. So generally what happens is you just make sure that there's funds available in your account, of course, and then you can just tap and go in most places around Switzerland, so in restaurants, at hotels, etc. You probably need to have a PIN attached to the card, so make sure you get that set up before you leave home. Now, I generally, if I'm asked, do I want the card to be charged in Swiss franc or my home currency, generally always choose to have it charged in Swiss franc. And that way, I'm only paying a conversion fee sort of once. So I find that the best way to go about it. And that's also a good way to keep track of all your expenditure on your trip as well, if everything's in the local currency. So that's my tip. If you need to get cash, as I said, it's good, or I often find it handy just to have some with me. So maybe when you arrive, a good idea is just to go to an ATM, a bank teller machine, and take out, say, 100 franc, just to have with you as you travel around Switzerland. In most cases, a card will be fine, but some of those instances that I mentioned earlier, it's a good idea just to have some cash on hand. So have a safe trip, and I'll be back again with another Swiss travel tip. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss out when a new tip goes live. And I'll also put a link down below to our newsletter. So if you subscribe to that, every month we send out Swiss travel tips and useful info about what's going on in Switzerland. Love to have you join our mailing list. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.